In this video, I'm going to tell you what it means when your doctor says your baby has colic and what I believe is the #1 reason a baby is colicky. Colic is a term that simply means that your baby cries a lot for no apparent reason. In other words, there's nothing physically that can definitively explain the crying episodes. The problem with calling it colic is that gives a lot of parents the idea that the baby has some kind of medical condition. This is not true. It just means that they're fussy and the doctor doesn't know why. But I'm going to tell you the #1 reason I believe a baby is colicky. Now, we aren't talking about gassiness or hunger or needing to be burped or needing a diaper changed. In other words, we are not talking about the physical needs that you can remedy. An infant has the same kinds of feelings that you and I have, but they don't know yet what the feelings they have mean or what they can do to fix them. That's something they have to learn. For example, how do you feel when you're really hungry? You feel uncomfortable. So you eat something to relieve that feeling because from experience, you know that by eating something, you're going to feel better. Getting food in your stomach is going to relieve that feeling. And if your baby's hungry and crying, and you know that's why they're crying, what do? You feed them because you know that's going to relieve that feeling of hunger. But the baby's learning what that feeling of hunger means by your response of feeding him, and that when he's fed, he sees that he feels better. He's connecting what this feeling means and how to make it better. This is all new to him. It's the same with the wet diaper. The baby knows they're uncomfortable, but they don't know why they're uncomfortable. So they cry, as babies do when they are uncomfortable. You then change their diaper and they feel better. They learn by your response that feeling they had means they needed a diaper change. They learn that once that's done, they feel better. It's a learning process the baby's going through, that these uncomfortable feelings happen and that if they cry, you come and you meet their need and then they feel better. But think about it. How do you feel when you're really tired? You feel uncomfortable. But the difference between you and the baby is that you know what this feeling means. You know that you need to go to sleep, and when you do, you will feel better. Your baby doesn't know that. They just know they feel bad. And what does the baby do when they feel bad? They cry. Then as they cry and that doesn't make them feel better, and you're not fixing the problem like you do by changing their diaper or feeding them or burping them or taking care of their other needs, they cry harder because you're not fixing it. And they work themselves up into a frenzy of crying, especially if you keep trying to fix it but can't. In other words, you meet all their other needs and they don't understand why you're not fixing it. It's really a matter of them being so exhausted and frustrated without knowing what to do to relieve their stress and pain. The pain being how they feel when they are really tired. Most of the time what's happening is that your baby needs to go to sleep. They just don't know that's what they need. Have you ever noticed they don't have colicky episodes after a long restful nap or sleep? Usually it's after they've been up for a while and it's about time for another nap, right? That's when the colicky episodes normally happen. Do you know that colic normally starts in about the first 3 to 6 weeks of life and subsides by 12 weeks or sooner? Why is that? Because by 6 weeks, they start to learn that going to sleep relieves this feeling they have, and they start to understand when they feel this way that they're tired and they can just relax and go to sleep and they'll feel better. Sometimes when you keep trying to do things to make them go to sleep, you're actually stirring them up even more, and thus they are diagnosed with colic. That's because the #1 reason an infant is colicky is that they need to go to sleep and they don't know it. So what can you do to teach them earlier in life that going to sleep is what will make them feel better? Click right here now to learn about when it is okay to let your baby cry and what you can do to help them learn this lesson earlier so you and they don't have to struggle through weeks of colicky episodes. Parents, you can do this. I'll see you here next time.